Now, as you guys can see from the title of this video, I'm going to be discussing Tyson Fury's recent contradiction. So, a couple of days ago, Tyson Fury came out and said that he wants to fight Anthony Joshua in the UK, not in any foreign country, for free for all of the public to be able to watch live on national television. Yet, a couple of weeks prior to Tyson Fury saying this, he said that he would only fight Alexander Usyk, or I think it was the winner of Alexander Usyk and Joshua, for 500 million. That's the price, and he requires $500 million to come out of retirement. Now, when I used to first listen to Tyson Fury make all these contradictions and, say stuff that just didn't make any sense, I used to think to myself that he was a compulsive liar. But now I have a very different point of view. He still is a liar. He lies about certain things. However, more so than him being a liar, I feel like he just genuinely likes trolling people. This is a person who likes winding people up. He seems to just enjoy almost the confusion he brings. He's a very polarizing character. You either a fanatic of Tyson Fury, you're a fanboy, and you can't have enough of him, or you just can't get past his kind of trolling and his lying and his obsession over Anthony Joshua and the fact that he contradicts himself probably every single day. So I'm sure Tyson Fury is well aware of what he's doing. It's not like he's going out here telling one reporter this thing and then saying one thing and then it's like he completely forgot the last thing that he just said. No, he knows exactly what he said before and what he's saying in the present moment, and he's doing this on purpose. And in hindsight, I feel like an idiot for questioning whether Tyson Fury was genuinely retired or not, though, to be fair, everyone is a genius in hindsight. Because I was thinking to myself that, maybe Tyson Fury is genuine, but it seems like he wants his rivals to fight each other, and then he wants to come in and beat the winner of his rivals and then claim that, he's the best of his era. If Tyson Fury was really retired, he would drop the WBC belt, but currently he still has the WBC belt. So that's why I don't think he genuinely is retired. I feel like he is waiting for the perfect opportunity. He wants to see out the AJ Usyk 2 fight. If Joshua wins, it seems like he's more confident against Joshua. He's come out and said multiple times that Anthony Joshua is just a bodybuilder, that he isn't a real boxer. You know how Tyson Fury is. He's a very confident person. And he doesn't seem impressed with Anthony Joshua whatsoever. And he says certain things like Usyk is a middleweight, and I feel like he says that so the casuals and his fanatics will come out and say, yeah, Usyk is a middleweight. He's only 6'3". Alexander Usyk doesn't have a hope in hell against Tyson Fury. They'll mirror and just reflect exactly what Tyson Fury is saying, almost sheep-like, almost childlike, to justify why Tyson Fury shouldn't fight Usyk. If you really are a fan of boxing, you'd want to see Usyk versus Tyson Fury. If you were a Tyson Fury fanatic, you're not going to want to see Tyson Fury versus Usyk because you think it's just a waste of time. You are infatuated by everything Tyson Fury says or does. Tyson Fury cannot do any wrong in your eyes. Those are the type of people who I've just described that don't want to see Tyson Fury versus Usyk. They think it's a waste of time. They're probably more willing to see him in there against Anthony Joshua so Fury can just get one over Joshua. But you've just got to say to yourself, Fury is an absolute walking contradiction, isn't he? And he's been doing this for the longest amount of time. And he's an intelligent guy. He knows what he's doing. He knows he's playing the public Tyson Fury. But when you're 6'9" and you're undefeated and you beat Deontay Wilder twice and you've come through adversity and you easily outbox Vladimir Klitschko, Tyson Fury has the publicity. He can get away with doing certain things and saying certain things that other boxers just can't do because they're not undefeated. From a financial point of view, Tyson Fury has the most financial mileage he's ever had and possibly will ever have. He's in a fantastic position in terms of his career, and he is a great fighter. He is possibly the best fighter in his era, and if he goes down as the best fighter in his era, we'll have to wait and see. We'll need to see him against Joshua and Usyk and maybe defend his belts a couple more times. But let's say for argument's sake he goes down as one of the best fighters in his era, then you would have a case to put him up there as one of the greatest of all time, because in order to be the greatest of all time, you just need to be the best in your era, or at least one of the best in your era. You know, Joe Frazier, Muhammad Ali, George Foreman, all from the same era, are all considered some of the greatest heavyweights of all time. In Tyson Fury, the general consensus is that he is the #1 guy, and you couldn't argue against that, at least right now. It's more than fair to say Fury is the top guy in the heavyweight division. But that doesn't take away from the fact that Tyson Fury chats nonsense a lot of the time. And it's often funny because I see Tyson Fury get very upset. You know, Derek Chisora, for instance. I think Chisora said AJ would beat Fury, and I think Chisora said Dylan White would beat Fury in the fight, even though Fury went on to win. Fury went on to say, you know, he's not friends with Chisora and Chisora's a bum, and that essentially he don't rate Derek Chisora. He can't fathom the idea of people picking someone to beat him, yet he always chooses someone to beat his rivals. And I think John Fury does that as well. He'll pick against Anthony Joshua and say that, you know, Joshua isn't all this and all that, and that Joshua is going to lose his upcoming fight. But then when someone picks, for instance, Tyson Fury to lose, or Tommy Fury to lose, he loses his absolute nut. We've seen him go off at Carl Frampton because he picked Jake Paul to beat Tommy Fury. So they can dish out criticism, but they can't take it quite as well. I mean, if you're going to pick against people, you should expect people to pick against you. People are going to have their opinions at the end of the day, and you can go out there and prove them wrong. And that's exactly what Tyson Fury has done to his credit. He's gone out there and he's won every fight. You know, he's been knocked down multiple times. You know, big knockdowns in the first fight against Wilder and the third fight against Wilder, and he overcame adversity. His recovery powers are absolutely incredible. Obviously, I've gotten a little bit out of topic, considering I wanted to talk about, you know, Tyson Fury's contradictions, but, you know, it's often good to talk about the landscape of the heavyweight division and how Tyson Fury's career has panned out so far. But yeah, the main point of the video is that he is an absolute walking contradiction. And although the Tyson Fury fans might not like this, it needs to be said. Though that doesn't take from the fact that I think he is an absolute great fighter, because people will try to take this out of context and say that I am a hater of Tyson Fury when I'm actually neutral. I'm just saying it how I see it. And you would have to be borderline deluded to say that Tyson Fury at this point is not a walking contradiction. So let me know what you guys in the comment section think below. Do you agree with me that Tyson Fury is a walking contradiction? Do you disagree with me? I mean, I don't know why you would disagree with me. I feel like I've given evidence in this video, but if you disagree, why do you disagree with me? Is Tyson Fury genuinely retired, or is he not? Alright guys, peace.